Last night, before Swamiji left, he gave me the code for the alarm to this building. So at 6:15, I walk over here in the cold. And as I'm walking over here, the first thing I check to see if there's any coyotes outside. And so I walk with my keys in my hand like this, because Swamiji told me there's coyotes here. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be alert about this. Because I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. And I open the door, and I press the code, and the alarm is still going off. In this situation, I thought about what I was going to speak about today. And I thought, okay, two things are going to happen here. Either I do something, or I don't do anything. If I do something, there's a good chance that I'll figure out why this alarm is still going off. If I don't do anything, the police are going to be on their way, and they're definitely going to arrest me for what I'm doing. And I just thought that I'm going to do something. Because, again, maybe there's something I can do something about it. But in either situation, being stressful will not make the situation better. By me being stressed, that alarm is not going to turn off. By me being stressed, the police are not going to come and they're not going to treat me in any kind or fashion. In any situation we face in life, we essentially have two options. I can either do something about it, or I can't do anything about it. If I can do something about it, I should do it, and I shouldn't have stress. If I can't do anything about it, then I can't do anything about it, and I shouldn't have stress. In both situations, stress does not fit into the equation. Whether you can do something, whether you can't do something. We all want to know about stress management, and that's the theme of the discourse right now. But to be able to understand stress management, first we have to learn to appreciate what stress is. And that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to focus on stress, because only then can we learn what to manage. If we don't know what stress is, how can we manage it? If I don't know who I am, how can I manage myself? So what is stress? We talk about it, we read about it, we hear about it, but do we know what stress is? Stress, very simply, is negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are stress. So then we may think that, is stress the same as anger? Is it the same as jealousy, or lust, or greed, or hate? And the answer is yes. Stress is the same as all of these negative thoughts. And the only reason that stress is not associated with these thoughts, because back in the day when our scriptures were written, maybe there was no stress. Why else wouldn't it be there? Maybe stress is a recent phenomenon. And why else is it like stress and anger, etc., etc.? Now I'm winking at Vinay, because Vinay, him and I had a conversation about this yesterday. He was asking what the calendar that Swamiji has in the kitchen. It was on day 15, and it said, to be angry is to fault the revenge of others on oneself. To be angry is to revenge the faults of others on oneself. When we hate someone, who do we think about the most? Do we not think about the person we hate the most? When we think about the animal or the situation we fear the most, what do we think about the most? That which we fear. Think about Batman Begins. Which animal did he think about all the time? Bats, because he was scared of it. I think about snakes, because I'm scared of snakes. People think about the dark. When you watch a movie, when you watch Paranormal Activity, what's on your mind? Paranormal activity. We always think about that which we hate, that which we fear. In the same way, stress is what's on our mind the most. We inflict that suffering upon ourselves by having stress on the mind. And It's the same thing like anger and jealousy because it's self-created. Anger is not imposed by anyone. I can't make you angry. You can't make me angry. It's self-created. Like this situation I was talking about, this alarm situation. That alarm did not create stress. I created stress. If I chose to. And if I chose not to, no stress. I'm the creator or the non-creator of stress. And stress is often sourced from wrong thinking. Like here, for we who live in Chicago. We stress over the weather. It's too snowy, it's too cold. Let's see if our stress actually makes a difference. Okay? So it's 10:11 right now. For 1 minute, I want everyone in this room to start complaining about the weather. Go.
It's too warm outside.
You're not here.
It's a heat wave.
Complain like you hate it.
Above freezing.
Just this exemplifies another thing I'm going to say is that we love stress. I told you all to stress and you're all so happy and complaining. You love it. Do you think that the temperature increased outside?
Yeah.
By your complaints. What did
correlation?
Nature say, no, I'm not going to fall on Budgie because of all the complaints that she's hearing? No. Stress is, like I said, is stemmed from wrong thinking. For us to think that complaining is going to change the weather is absolutely ridiculous. It's just wrong thinking. Stress is the same as anger and jealousy because it's not alright. It is not alright to be stressful. It is not alright to be jealous. It is not alright to be angry. But you hear that from people. You hear people that say, I'm an angry person, and they go about telling everyone, glorifying it. How can I overcome anger if I'm okay with it, if I accept it, if I glorify it? Same thing goes with jealousy. I'm in a relationship, I'm a jealous kind of boyfriend, or I'm a jealous kind of husband. Like, that's a good thing. Like, that shows that you love your significant other more. Same thing goes with stress. I have so much stress in my life. And we tell everyone in the world about it. Just glorify it. And when we're not stressful, we feel like we're awkward, or we're lazy, or something's wrong with us. When you tell someone, yeah, I'm really happy, they ask why. Like, why are you happy? You're not supposed to be happy. This is not healthy. Like, we're laughing, but we shouldn't be laughing. This is serious. That's how I'm laughing. It's very sad that we think it's normal to be stressful. It's very sad to think that we need to be stressful to equal success. That the person who's most successful must have lots of stress. That's not true. So the three things that I've said about stress so far is that it is the same as any other negative thought. That even though it's directed outside, we come to suffer from it. Just like revenge. Revenge is directed outside, but the person who suffers is not the person who we're revenging against, but the person who's seeking the revenge. That it's self-created and that it stems from wrong thinking. Once we understand these concepts of stress, automatically, like I should just finish right now, our stress should end. Because it's not intelligent to have stress. It's not efficient. It's not effective. So what triggers these negative thoughts? What triggers these negative thoughts is an excessive demand and a limited supply. Excessive demand, limited supply. And if you look at it in physical science, if I take this bookmark, I can only bend this bookmark so much. And if the demand is too great, what's going to happen to the bookmark? It's going to rip. The same thing happens in our day-to-day affairs, in our lives. We have limited resources, limited supply, limited capacities, but our demand exceeds that. That's called stress.